What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Mr. Pound for Pound himself, bringing you the post-fight to Nonito Donaire and Guillermo Rigondeaux. I can never say that first name, Guillermo. I try to say it fast, and I always say Guillermo, because I think I'm just trying to get to the Rigondeaux part too fast. But anyways, it definitely went down last night at the Radio City Music Hall in New York, New York. It was for the WBO and WBA Super Bantamweight titles, and it was an okay fight. It was all right. It was actually pretty boring, to be honest with you. Just gonna give you my post fight views. It's gonna be a quick, short video. We're gonna touch on before, during, and after the fight. Before they came out, the build up to the fight was, Rigondeaux's glorious amateur record, which I always respect a guy with high amateur fights, and Nonito Donaire's accolades of his pro career, his knockouts, this, that, and the other. That was pretty much the basis of how they built this fight. Coming into the fight, to be honest with you, with the departures of trainers from Nonito Donaire's camp, and as well as him not being able to train with his trainer, there was a lot of things on Donaire's side that was not beneficial to Donaire. As far as Rigondeaux, I mean, he was motivated. Everything ran smooth in his training camp. Everything went well when you're going up a guy like Donaire and you're trying to take his title. Rigondeaux had all the positives, none of the negatives. He had no pressure. There was no pressure on him. More pressure on Donaire, if anything, because he's HBO's guiding light. Personally, for me, during the fight, I thought that Donaire fought like a straight bitch. I thought he bitched out in the ring. I don't think it was Rigondeaux 100%, because honestly, my honest assessment of Rigondeaux last night, he's a good fighter. He's a really, really good and seasoned because of his amateur experience. You can see everything that he does is just technical. It's right to the money. It's what a good amateur would do, that with 400 plus fights and, a two-time Olympian and stuff like that. So Rigondeaux, very polished, very prepared for the fight last night. And to be honest with you, my prediction amongst friends, I didn't do a prediction video on this fight because I really didn't care about this fight. To be honest, I know this probably shocks a lot of people, but I really didn't care about this fight too much. Donaire is not really a favorite of mine. I like Manny Pacquiao a little better as far as, Filipino fighters. So I kind of always seen Donaire as a HBO type of building horse, because Pacquiao is kind of fading out, his career. So they're trying to build another one. He's always been that kind of a look to me. Rigondeaux, he's nothing special. I mean, he's very, very good, very technical, but nothing special. I don't see anything special about Rigondeaux as far as like a Roy Jones talent or a Shane Mosley type. When you see him fight, you're like, oh my God, wow, or wow, what was that? Or, oh my God, he's not special in that aspect. He's just a really solid fighter that stick to his game plan, just like a lot of Cuban fighters do, which make a lot of Cuban fighters boring to watch. Last night's fight was despicably boring. I was watching it with a few friends. I was trying to act like I was into the fight, trying to act like I was having fun. The fight was so boring. The only people that probably could have thought the fight was fun were people that were going for Rigondeaux, or people that are fans of Rigondeaux. And even then, it was a boring fight. I mean, you just saw a whole bunch of posturing, a lot of staring at each other, pit-pat shots here, counter-punch shots. I mean, there was hard shots every blue moon, but not enough for the two fighters that were in that ring. That fight was atrocious. It could have been a lot better. At the end of the day, I had Rigondeaux winning almost every round except for the round that he got knocked down in. And even the rounds that he was winning, it wasn't like great to watch. It wasn't like, oh my God, this guy's really, really good. He's doing really good. What it seemed like to me more than anything was Donaire bitched up in the ring. It looked like from before the bell, when he was walking out to the ring, he had that look on his face of, I'm not prepared. I'm not ready for the fight. Either I didn't train hard enough, or he just did not look confident. Rigondeaux, however, looked very confident in his face. Now, I don't know if you guys out there can read people very well, but Donaire, he just did not look confident. And you saw it in the ring. He come out, he would just posturing. I mean, when do you see Donaire do that? Donaire usually tries to come out. He likes to exchange punches. He got counterpunched by Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux got counterpunched by Donaire. But at the end of the day, I think that Donaire is the type of guy where he thinks, hey, I might get knocked out. Then he's going to sit back and try to just be pretty boy about it and not get knocked out. Maybe wait for a knockout to come or wait for a win. He's that type of guy. What I wanted to see last night, which isn't the case, was a Manny Pacquiao type performance out of Donaire. But he's not Manny Pacquiao. Personally, to me, I think if Manny Pacquiao was fighting Rigondeaux last night, it would have been a much different fight. There would have been back and forth. There would have been, because Manny opens up. He throws numerous punches, different angles, and we're talking prime Manny Pacquiao. We're talking the one that beat Barrera for the first time. We're talking the one that fought Marquez in the first fight. That Manny. We're talking about the come forward, throw a billion gazillion punches. My chin is strong. I don't give a damn. I want to win the fight, Manny Pacquiao. Did Donaire do that? No. But Donaire chose to stand back, wait. Oh, let me wait for a situation or an opportunity to arise. And it never came because he was not busy and he fought like a bitch. And the reason why I'm getting so hard on him and saying he fought like a bitch is because he's labeled top 5 pound for pound by Max Kellerman, also by numerous websites, and I've never agreed with that. Personally, I let it go and say, hey, they're doing their thing, HBO, who cares? But I'm not one to really harp on it until now. When a guy fights like that, he's not top pound for pound anything. Pound for pound guys go out on their shield. They go out on their back. They don't just stand back and hope to get a win from the judges. You know what I mean? Because that's what he was praying for. If you guys saw Donaire after the fight, could you believe? Like, it sickened me in my stomach. Like, I got pissed off when the cameras were on Rigondeaux and Donaire as they were reading the judges' scorecards. They were reading the scorecards, and Donaire raises his hand. Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna sit there and raise your hand like you actually won that fight? Are you kidding me? Are you trying to make everyone blind that's watching the television? HBO does a good job of that. They've done a good job with Mayweather when it comes to making average everyday people in the media blind. Very good. The media's done great. So they know how to work us people at home. Only the hardcore people like myself and others, analysts, boxing people, we know what's really going on. The thing is, Donaire was in the pound for pound listings like a year, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5. And I was like, why? What has he done? But Donaire has that power, and that's the good thing about him. And that's the one thing, they built this fight upon. And, taking Rigondeaux's 400, plus victories, from not 400 victories, 400 fights from amateurs and, versus, the power of Donaire. My prediction was Donaire, like I said, amongst friends. I'm going to repeat it again. But I had a feeling, and I actually knew deep down in my gut, that if I had to place money, I would place it on Rigondeaux. I went with a fun prediction. Make it exciting. Not all the time do I predict videos and say, this is for so-and-so. I'm not making prediction videos for you guys to take my advice and go run to the gambling offices. If I was, my predictions would be a lot different. But it was a fun prediction. It didn't pan out the way it should have, which would be Donaire actually trying to fight. And it was a lackluster fight. It was boring. We saw Rigondeaux shine. We saw him do all his good qualities, all his good traits, and, shut down Donaire in a good boxing match. It was pretty much just a good boxing match. Like I said, from Rigondeaux, I didn't see anything special. I just saw a really polished, really good, really, really good amateur in there with good pro skills. And he's transferred over to the pros very well. I think he'll do good. Do I think he'll be a legend or anything? No. Do I think he holds the titles very long and goes on? Possibly. Do I think he moves up in weight and does spectacular things? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. But we'll see. We'll see. I always felt the same about Donaire. I felt when he ran across a really tough guy, good guy, that he would get beat. So there it is for my post-fight. If you guys didn't watch the fight, go ahead and catch it. If you want to watch it, it's a pretty boring fight. Really lopsided one way. Like I said, the only time there was excitement was when Rigondeaux got knocked down. But that was it. Other than that, it was just a masterful boxing lesson. And that's all it was. It was just a boxing lesson. It looked like some sparring. It looked like a sparring match. It looked like one guy in the gym that's just way better than the other, and that's what happened. It wasn't exciting. I expected so much more for this fight, and that's why I'm just really disappointed. Definitely expected a knockout either way. That didn't happen. As much as Rigondeaux controlled Donaire, that's a knock on Rigondeaux because he could knock him out. So yeah, I mean, hey, go ahead and check the fight out. Give me your comments and replies. All right, guys, you take care. Bye bye.